Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and tech, and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comments section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Alright guys, so we do have a good amount of news topics come up. I do apologize for not putting out any content this week. This job transition is just very interesting and very intricate, so I've been spending later nights at my old job trying to prepare my leave. But hopefully this week I should be able to catch up, as well as play some amazing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, because that is all I'll be doing on Thursday and Friday. But let's get to the news, starting with all the things that are talking about at MWC. If you didn't know, this world is Mobile World Congress. MWC, it starts tomorrow and goes until, I believe, Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. But a lot of tech is going to be announced. Primarily mobile, obviously. This is mobile centric. So the only things like laptops might be like either concepts or portable devices that like might have 5G or things like that, which we've already seen a couple, and I'll go over a couple today. The first big one, though, has to be that Samsung's Galaxy Ring will be on display tomorrow. So Samsung has confirmed this. The Galaxy Ring will actually be on display tomorrow. Now, whether it'll be publicly or privately to certain influencers, that is not yet to be determined, but it will be shown tomorrow. How much it will get to test out and how much people will get to see it and use it is a different thing. I have a similar one from a different company, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. Ringcon. And this one is the one that I have been using since I reviewed it, which was, I want to say, 4 months ago. And it's really great. I've been gone for a couple days, so I'm just going to charge it in this for about an hour, and that will give me a full 7 days. So really great concept in terms of keeping track of your health. It's a lot easier, especially to sleep with. It's a lot easier to sleep with a ring than it is with a watch. So I do like certain things about ring fitness tracking much better, and that's what I'm really curious to see about this. Now, in terms of launch, we still more expect this to be launched with the foldables. So that is when the ETA for the launch is, unless Samsung moves it up. That is probably when we'll see the launch. But there is also going to be other things announced by Samsung. More than likely, the A series will be announced this week. So you're going to have A series from tablets as well as phones. The big one is going to be the A55. It's usually the top selling phone from Samsung every year, the A5 series. So, you know, last year was 54. This will be 55. So we'll see how that'll turn out. I do expect it to be a top selling one, and we'll check it out here on the channel, because in the past few years, it's done very well when you guys have been asking questions on what can you do with it. If you do want to see any of the other ones, let me know. Obviously, Samsung will also have the 35 and 25 and 15, which was already announced. But we're also probably going to get the 45 and possibly even the 75 announced tomorrow. So all this week, we expect these new phones to be announced, as well as new tablets. Usually the Galaxy A tablet series is announced at this event as well. I don't expect to see any of the S series tablets. That could be refreshed in the foldables timeline with July, but we'll have to wait and see. All right. In other news, I think this is a really big thing, and I think it flew under a lot of people's radar. But Walmart is going to be buying Vizio for $2.3 billion. And this is, I would say, definitely not only a threat to Samsung's business, but just, you know, every TV manufacturer's business overall. And it extends Walmart quite globally. Vizio is something that is, you know, has definitely lost a lot of interest from, I would say, many people over the years. It was definitely the top brand for a long time for budget brand. But then we really saw others come into fruition, right? TCL and Hisense really challenged the status quo, and I would say definitely made better quality budget and under $1,000 TVs than Vizio did, and kind of took over. Vizio, I would still say, really always kind of kept with sound bars. That's one thing they do very well for the price. But what we also saw was Walmart grow their On business. Now, On spelled ONN, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that. Yeah, ONN is their own personal label. So they've been making TVs for a while now, but now they are going to use basically Vizio probably to take over the On brand. I don't imagine why they would keep the On brand since Vizio definitely has a better brand recognition. But On, was known for being a very high seller, so much so that it's actually second place in the US in front of Vizio, TCL, and Hisense, and LG, and all the others. By the way, if you're wondering why LG or Sony aren't in the top sellers, is because they really have shifted towards higher end TVs, so they don't sell as many now in comparison to the other brands, because they really, that's their strategy, really making higher end TVs. They make entry level and mid range ones, but it's not where they're, their best of the best. Typically, at the end of every year, if you go to like Digital Trends or some website that really reviews TVs heavily, you'll almost always see an LG and a Sony fighting for the top number 1 and 2 spot. It's just what they prefer, for sure. But with buying Vizio, it's a very good chance that Walmart, because of its vast sales, could challenge Samsung to be the top seller in the US. Now, Samsung globally literally has never lost that title for, I want to say, 11 years now, 12 years now. I forget. Someone could look it up. How long has Samsung been the top TV seller? Basically, with the invention of LED TVs, that is when Sony was the number 1 seller of LCDs, and Plasma went to, what was Plasma? Pioneer. So that is everything that we saw, but this is just kind of giving an idea of how it could shift, because Walmart just sells so many TVs. Now, I would say obviously Samsung's advantage would be that Vizio isn't really sold as much on Best Buy, Costco. Costco is debatable, actually. Vizio sells more there. But definitely not in Walmart, or sorry, in Amazon and Best Buy. It doesn't sell. So, I mean, those are the 4 big sellers, you would argue, and even Target. But Target, I don't think, will want to help Walmart. So I see Target actually possibly stop selling Vizio, just because why would you want to help your competitor? We'll have to wait and see, but very curious to hear what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. All right. So this has been starting to happen, and I wanted to let you guys know about it. We'll see how it progresses. So far, I believe there have been 5 reported cases out of, 100,000 sales, so very little as of now. But multiple people have been reporting a hairline crack in their Apple Vision Pros. And this is, obviously very concerning, because it can, lead to damaged sensors. It can lead to all of these different things. So it's very concerning to see, starting off with. There's only been 5 again, so not just like a global, like, oh my God, there's been 15 or 20 or 100 or anything like that. But it just, should be noted. Basically, if it keeps continuing, we'll have to wait and see if that does continue on. But multiple people have recorded the same issue and in the same spot, so it's something at least taking a look at. That it basically goes right down the middle of the actual device. And yeah, we'll wait and see how this turns out. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. This is a picture of one of them. Another one had the picture of the entire line going from up and down. But there's just been several indications of this. So again, we'll have to wait and see how it all turns out. But definitely something. There's another one that is going around right now with the Apple Vision Pro. I would definitely say, like, if I was one of these people, I would easily take it to Apple and be like, look, this is something that you need to fix immediately. The question is how long will it take you to get it? That's more the question for sure, because obviously they're backed up. All right. There are a lot of phones being announced overseas right now at MWC. The first one we're going to be taking a look at is the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. This starts off at the 14 at 1,000 pounds, or sorry, 1,000 euros. And then 14, wait, actually, let me know. Is that the symbol for pounds or euros? I want to say it's a symbol for euros, but I could be wrong. And then 1,499 euros for the bigger one, which equivalates to about 1,100 and 1,600. These will not be coming to the U.S. I think it was Tech Daily who actually put it best on X. He was basically like, global launch, except the U.S. So I think that was very funny. It's like, great, like, another Xiaomi phone, another big phone that's, might be big overseas, but yet we're not going to be getting over here. So we'll have to wait and see how it turns out and, hear about it. I do not cover these phones because if they're not coming to the US, I just don't see a point of covering them for my audience. But if you're interested, let me know. If there's enough people that are interested, then I'll take a look. Now, a little bit about the camera. It is going to be a wide variety. I will say that it has an interesting second lens that we haven't really seen. So one, two. So it looks like it uses two lenses for that one and two lenses for that one. So it looks like it's a bit of interesting things here. It looks like it's using multiple lenses to achieve these different things. So, this one is using the same lens, just at different focal lengths, right? This one is the ultra wide over here. And then you have this 3.2 where it's using two lenses instead, which is kind of interesting. And then this one, which is using two lenses, the telephoto and the regular, and again, the telephoto and the regular here. So I'm very curious to see how this implements as it goes on. But yeah, I will say the one thing that I love about this phone and others is this trend of a 50 megapixel sensor for the ultra wide as well, because that one is still one that I wish would get more love and that I would love to see better quality of. So yeah. Google Pay app is going to be shutting down later in the US. However, anyone that, knows, this is just being replaced by Google Wallet. So it's just basically, they did a GPay, for instance, for a little while. So Google Wallet was essentially you're like, hey, I'm going to be having like my credit cards and paying online stuff here. And then GPay started being more for like, okay, well, this will be to pay peer to peer or even to pay at stores and everything like that with the on your phone. Then Google Wallet just kind of started taking over both activations, and now it's just going to be taken over entirely. So yeah, I don't think it'll be much difference. Obviously, it's just going to be Google Wallet will be obviously replacing it, and that'll be it. Another thing that Google started where they had two apps doing the same thing, and now it's going to be one replacement. At least this one isn't a new replacement, so it'll be Google Wallet, so it's still going to stay the same. This one is an interesting one. So Lenovo and its kid company, Motorola, have launched two different things at MWC so far, early releases. One is a concept device that, honestly, I love Lenovo. Like, the best thing I saw at CES was the Lenovo laptop with both Windows and Android built into it. But this one is just, I don't care for it, or as a concept, it definitely needs something better. So it's a transparent display and a transparent touch keyboard. I don't think it shows a picture of it, but you can see definitely videos from Engadget and CNET. All these different companies are covering it, Android Authority. But the whole idea behind it is when it is like a touch glass keyboard, those are awful. Those are absolutely awful. Now, it is saying that it's using AI in order to correct it, basically, so that if it realizes if you keep pressing backspace when, hitting Y instead of T or something along those lines, then it's going to be like, oh, okay, he actually is accidentally pressing Y, but he really means to press T with all these times. So it'll kind of learn your rhythm, basically, and predict your words better, which is great, but nothing beats the tactile feedback. I mean, we're getting this with anyone who's actually used the Apple Vision Pro 2, is just that you want that physical feedback. It's just so much better. I will also say, though, the biggest thing of a transparent display is cool. Really cool, futuristic. Anyone who sees this at a Starbucks is what I always go for will stop you and talk to you about it and ask you a bunch of questions. You will be the center of attention. Here's the thing though. One, there is no privacy because you can see that behind it, so everyone can see what you're looking at on both sides. But two, it's just there's very few times when a transparent screen is beneficial other than the cool factor, right? So one thing that I would encourage that Lenovo do with this is pull a kind of sliding back panel to make it into a regular laptop as well. LG was doing this with their transparent displays, and so was Samsung, that basically it would have a backing so that you could no longer look through it, and then it would fall down, and then you could look through it. So that is the main thing, and you have definitely enough room in this section along with your webcam to just kind of have that, but it's just something that you would need to do. Either that or have a specific kind of glass that can darken very quickly. Ampere and others do something like this with the glasses where it's just a button press and it shifts the glass so it becomes darker automatically. So that would be another solution, but you need one of those things for this to be useful in my opinion. All right. HMD, for those of you who don't know, owned the rights to Nokia phones, to BlackBerry phones, and there was one other one. But those are the two I remember off the top of my head. They are going to be releasing a Barbie flip phone. So this will be launched in the summer. It will not be, but basically Mattel kind of came up and talked about it. We'll see how it goes. I just don't know. Like, I mean, maybe a Barbie phone. Like, I don't know if I would see it more popular than getting a Galaxy Z Flip 6 with the Barbie case. But maybe it's just going to have more appeal to it. But that's where I would say it would be a better solution. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what Mattel does with this and how HMD kind of moves forward. It is standing now for Human Global Devices. I forgot what it originally stood for. Now I'm trying to remember. Human Mobile Devices. This one has it wrong. But yeah, so very curious to see how it'll go. New Nokia's coming from it. We'll see. We'll see what happens with this, but typically they have rebranded old phones from BlackBerry and Nokia to give you that nostalgic feel to get a newer phone. So we'll see how this one goes and how this Barbie phone goes. So this one I am very curious about. I need to read up on it more. I've only kind of saw a little bit about it, and a lot of people are talking about the AI features rather than the 180 megapixel zoom camera. I am more looking at that zoom camera than anything else. But this is essentially a really cool looking design. I would say out of the circular ones, this actually looks the coolest to me, at least. But this is the Honor Magic 6 Pro. Again, another phone that doesn't look like it's coming to the US, so we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But this is really interesting. So it uses a periscopic lens. It's only 2.5x, but it's a 180 megapixel sensor. So this should be very close to what you would get with Samsung's 200 megapixel sensor, essentially, because it's 2.5, so it's a little bit more zoomed in than the 1x. But at the same time, it's very curious how this will look and very curious how the zoom is. But I also like that they did this thing. So when you highlight text, you can hold it down and these right apps come up that you can use AI to do stuff with. So if you highlighted it and move it over, it could go to Google Maps for, whatever, to be able to navigate to it. If you highlight a photo, you can immediately post it on Facebook or Instagram. So there is some interesting concepts here. I don't know if I like that more than just a regular highlight function on Android, whether it be on standard Android or whether it be on Samsung. Normally when you just highlight something, if it is an address, you'll see a maps icon. I don't know if I need different ones besides that rather than maps or copy. Like that just seems like it's a cool look. This kind of concept of dragging it over and dropping it on one of these. It's a cool look. Reminds me of old Android when we used to use all these launchers and all these side panel things. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it for right now. We'll have to wait and see, but at least design-wise, this is probably the coolest looking one I've seen from MWC. All right, guys, and with that, let's get to your questions. If you have a question you want to ask, just start asking it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Any updates on the upcoming Fold? I still have an upgrade from the S22 Ultra to the S24 Ultra. I'm hoping the Fold has an S Pen like the Ultras. It will not. I'll tell you that right now. It will not. The only rumor that is going around is saying it's confirmed is that it will be slimmer. It will be the thinnest, lightest Fold ever. Why do we care? It's going to be the thinnest, lightest Fold, and that's supposed to impress us because, you know, OnePlus kind of schooled them on how to make a light, thin one, and, you know, they want to make it lighter and thinner. I don't care. I said this last week. I think I'm going to do a full video on it. Really, if Samsung wants to win with the Fold, they need to make a Fold and a Fold Ultra. Make the light, thin design, you know, pretty looking one for 1,600, 1,500, and sell it to the masses, right? Sell that one, you know, and it has everything that the Folds would have. Then give us even up to a $2,000, preferably 1,800. I still would like that, but whatever. $2,000, bigger battery, better camera, built-in S Pen, Fold Ultra. I think that would just be absolutely the biggest thing, but yeah, no S Pen inside. I'll tell you that right now. I've seen leaks saying that it's thinner and there will be no silo for an S Pen. Yes, Stefan, that is correct. Yep, that is happening for sure. And technically, Stefan burst the bubble. I didn't, so I'm not to blame. But yeah, that's definitely what's going to happen, it looks like. Hey, Ricky, just ordered the X Real Air 2 Pro Beam. Any suggestions? Um, Let me see about it. Let me show you what this is. Okay, so this is XR. Let me just kind of pull this up. XR glasses being bundled for $549. Okay, and you get attachments. So let me see more about each of these. All right, so it connects to Type C. It has a lens shield. Got it. So you get the cover. You get this nice case with it. Works with computers, tablets, smartphones. Good field of view. I wish it had more about the specs. Well, that's the Air, not the Air Pro 2. It is micro OLED. Interesting. I wish it had more about the specs, but glad to see it. Wait, there's an Ultra? So the Ultra is better than this one. Can we compare them? Okay. And then what's the Beam? Is it like a Android device essentially? Oh no, it gives you 3.5 hours more battery life. So is this like a flat out like similar to how okay. Connect through this for better low latency for gaming. That's really cool. It reduces the latency. So yeah, I mean the biggest thing I would say is this is great when laying down, right? That's what I've always said for XR glasses. Like it gives you a legit better experience than like if I were to use, you know, my ROG Ally over here, right? If I were to use this instead of playing like this, I could legit just look up straight at the sky and then just game like this, right? And then just That is a very cool experience. And that's one thing I would say is the best kind of relaxing awesomeness for it. So that is probably what I like the most about these. Other than that, obviously great for I would say really good for traveling when you travel like on an airplane. Really good. I still like tablets a little bit better for that purpose, but as these get better and better, I think that it will. If you do travel a lot, this is something that you're going to start to need to look at as well. Admittedly, but yeah. Um, I heard Sony is taking over Disney Blue's Blu-ray department. Do you think Best Buy still discontinues selling movies? Yeah, absolutely. I think Best Buy is going to, and you're going to see. Yeah, unfortunately, physical media will be something rarer and rarer, and if it doesn't make much sales for retailers and stores, they just won't carry it. It doesn't make sense to. And for those of you who don't know, because I think I've said it in the past years, but I haven't said it recently. The reason why Best Buy is still around is because they've rented out their spaces to different companies, right? So they've essentially they did this with Apple, and then Samsung essentially is what saved them because they were going out of business. They for sure were going to be filing bankruptcy. But what they did was Best Buy at a time was going towards Best Buy mobile stores, smaller stores, higher, cell phones make more money than anything else in that store, profit wise, right? Small storage area, right? Cell phones are smaller, so they don't require that much storage. You could have 20 phones or even probably 100 phones in the same space. You could fit one TV, 65-inch TV, or as an example, right? So it's more. It just makes more sense in a lot of ways. Way more profitable. Way more things. So Best Buy was moving towards that, but what they decided, those were in a lot of malls, and they didn't put them in other locations yet. But then they talked to Samsung, and Samsung said, "Look, we want stores across the U.S." but we don't want to do what Apple did and get inside of malls and all this different kind of stuff. What do you say to us putting a store inside of your store? Essentially, what this did was pay for all of the rents Best Buy was paying, and essentially, like it just saved them. And then they started renting out to Google, and they started renting out other sections and all this kind of stuff. Apple had already had a section that they kind of managed there, much like what was it? Verizon did back in the day with Circuit City, where there was a Verizon store inside of Circuit City. I used to work at Circuit City, so I know that. So they already had that, but Samsung took it to a whole different degree and put it across the nation. And that is literally what saved Best Buy for all these past years. So, what makes more sense for Best Buy to do, and why I feel that they're getting rid of this, why not rent a a you know video games still sell well, physical media, as opposed to movies. So why wouldn't they rent more space to another company for maybe video games, right? Something like that. An Xbox experience inside of there. Microsoft has an area for their Surfaces now at Best Buy's. So that would make more sense and make Best Buy more money than currently what physical media is. So yeah, that's kind of why. Um, Any news on the Fold 6? No, it will be thinner and smaller. Any new features about the Galaxy Buds Pro 3? No, I don't expect them to be announced this week. I do expect them to be announced with the Folds. Um, we'll see what informed sources has to say. Maybe he's better informed. No, yeah, what you said was true. Um, you're 100% correct, RICKY. I don't cover any phones that won't be available here. Value your time and effort in providing us. Wow, thank you, Daniel. That's really cool. Um, I would update from 5 to 6 with the bigger screen, battery silo. Yeah, I would totally upgrade if it had a bigger screen, better battery and silo. I think all those things would be better. We are hearing that it probably will look more like the One Plus in terms of dimensions, but that is the biggest change that we'll see. Question: I unlocked an S21 phone and was using AT&T. Will the phone always be unlocked, or will I have to unlock it to get to another carrier? If it is unlocked, AT&T can't lock it. Like if it is unlocked, it is unlocked. Period. So you can take that. You can literally take out an AT&T SIM, put in a T-Mobile SIM, and it works. That is what unlocked means. The only things that it could be region locked still, so it might not work in another country. That is still a possibility. But if it is unlocked, or even if you got it from AT&T and T and had it unlocked, once it's unlocked, it is not relocked. And no, depending on whatever carrier you go to, it is not relocked, so you're fine. Um, Barbie fold for all the Swifties fans. Hey, if they want it, they want it. You're never gonna hear me say anything bad about the Swifties. um, should Samsung forget the Flip 6 and did the Flip 5 outsell the Fold 5? I believe the Flip has always outsold the Fold, and that's just because of the economics. The Flip is $1,000. I mean, when Samsung landed that price with what I think it was a Flip 3, it was game over for everyone else that was doing a flip phone because no one could compete with that price. It was just like, well, forget this $1,200, $1,400 flip phones at the time. Now it's just okay. Yeah, we're all $1,000 and under. And I think we're gonna see that happen more and more. But yeah, the flip uh has always outsold the fold, if I'm not mistaken. I would have to take a deep look into their numbers again, but as far as I know, it's always outsold it for sure. Um, Barbie phone is more mobile phone corruption. 7 to 10-year-old kids. Jeez, yeah, no. I mean, the Barbie phone is definitely going to be, you know, a phone that HMD was already working on, and Mattel reached out to them, and they were like, "Would you want to make it a flip phone?" And they're like, "Yes, that would be awesome." And that's honestly how it probably happened. Uh, my laptop's NVIDIA GPU is too old and not compatible with NVIDIA Broadcast. Can you recommend an eye tracking software to get for my old laptop that I can use during Google Meet classes? Um, there are definite software. Let's see. Eye software. I'm looking to see if I can find. Okay, so these look like the. It will basically look. It will correct it, right? So this one is Descript. The question is do you have to pricing? Because it says sign up for free, but will it end up charging you? Um, this looks like something else. This looks like when you're paying for its other services, but not. Yeah. So this looks like something. I've heard of this company in terms of doing other AI stuff, but this might be the easiest one. And yeah, get started for free. Check see if it gives you like a limited time kind of thing like that. But yeah, I'll have to look into it more. This one was another one, Vdo, but this one does have a pricing. And again, it corrects the same thing. So instead of there, you have this. But I would just, for me, automatically, I want to see like who are these companies? You know, are they owned by another company? Just to make sure um, that you can trust these companies, right? So that's my thing right now. And then this one, captions, your AIO powered, all this stuff. AI avatar. Yeah, this one looks like very heavy AI stuff, so I don't think this is live eye correction. But out of the three, this one's the one that I kind of like the best. But again, I would probably look into who owns the company and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean, always with smaller companies, I don't trust them as newer ones. Um, let's see. Did you watch the Elimination Chamber? I did the next morning. I definitely was not going to wait up for that. Really cool one. I think it was a great event. Definitely liked it. But yeah, nothing bad about it. I would say. Who I thought would win everything won everything. I will have to say I want those tag team titles off of those guys. I want the tag team title split so we can get some more tag team matches and competition. But yeah, Xreal is former In Real Air Pro viewed at CES. Any chance of you reviewing it? Um, no. There is one that I'm going to be getting, but it's AR glasses, and that is from TCL. So TCL AR. I think they go on sale this week, and that is the Renew one. So let me see. Let's see. So yeah, because this is what I'm interested in, right? When I see an Apple Vision Pro, I'm like, I wouldn't walk out the door with that. This is what I'm interested in. So the Ray Neo X2 Pro, I think, is the one that's being released, if I'm not mistaken. And this is more of what I'm excited about. Micro LED. So yeah, just the best technology there is out there instead of micro OLED, which was some of these other ones. And really, they're OLED. They're just smaller. Micro LED is an entirely different technology. So yeah, so I'm really curious about this one. But this again, the Ray Neo X2 Pro, I think is the new one that is, or is it, or just the X2? Maybe it's just the X2. But yeah, this is the one that I'm really interested in. Being able to record from eye level, and it's just genius that the camera's in the middle, so you get that perfect camera shot of it. But taking photos and videos, obviously they might not be the best quality, but this is what I'm most interested in out of all of them. So yeah, and I'm sure they'll have like a shield so you can watch it the same way as any other XR glasses, but this is the one that I'm really the most interested in. Um, and it's not meant to be tethered like these other ones are. It is its own thing. Probably will only last for about 3 to 5 hours, something like that, of like actual usage, like screen on time. But this is the one I'm most interested in out of all of them. And like I said, I'm pretty sure this one launches this week. Ray Neo X2. This was the one that I saw at CES, and this was one that, like I said, I'm almost positive this launches next week. But I'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm just so positive this one was the one. Or, but yeah. All right. Let's see. So yeah, the X-Real Air Pro 2. I mean, honestly, if I would review it, like I might review it because it would probably be easy to return on Amazon. But I don't like all these are very similar to me. That's the thing. So like, let me look at this one. This is the $600 one, if I'm not mistaken, right? So see, this is the one I have. I haven't even done a review for it, but this is the one that I've had for a while now. Liked it. No issues with it. It even has a cool add-on, so you can use this, which is like so besides the glasses, you can connect this headband to it, and what it will do is essentially it gives you an Android device. So if you just want to have streaming services or things of that nature with this, then this will have all of that stuff on it. So you can just do it on the go better, basically, and not like use up your phone's battery. So I literally haven't even used this, which is terrible. And I should. But yeah, I need to do more with these ones because I haven't done enough with them for sure. Even has a battery that will like charge on the go, which is kind of cool. Like the case is, I can't see this one. Ah, the case gives it charge, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I do need to. Maybe I'll start charging this now, and then kind of get into this one. So yeah, you can see the two dots right here. It's charging. So yeah. A lot of cool tech that I have not gotten a chance to check out. But yeah, let's see if we can see where is. So I don't see the new one. I love that. See, that is really cool. The any kind of controller like that, I think, is so good to have. I still would love to get these if it just shot in horizontal and if I could do anything I wanted with those videos. But yeah, let me see. So this is the Pro. If I would get one, I would get the top of the line one, right? Just to see what it looks like, which I think was the Ultra. But it doesn't look like they have that in their store yet. So this is the one that was talked about earlier, right? Um, but yeah, I would see if they're the what does the Ultra have that this one doesn't, you know? So let's see. So this one's 699. I don't like their website. Like they really need to like give me more information. Like how do you not have something that compares them all? Like it's just so easy to do. Um but yeah, so that's what I would want. I would want like okay, let me see how these all compare. But they don't. They just like, hey, you know, there's this one, this one, this one. Yeah, I would need to check the comparisons for it. I need to do more research. All right. The boys need their Hot Wheel phones. Yeah, that'll happen next, right? If Barbie gets a flip, we Dragon Ball Z fans need Capsule Corp edition Scouter. Yes, it's definitely what I've wanted forever. Um, are you hoping or planning to throw first pitch of baseball game in this upcoming season? I don't know if I'll get to again. That is maybe be a once in a lifetime thing. But the fact that I can say that is still really cool. Like I got to throw an opening pitch at a baseball game. That is just really cool that I can say that. And yeah, I love that I can say that. Very cool experience. Yeah, that I will never forget. So yeah. By the way, I did tell them. I did tell Qualcomm like technically, you know, the Padres have 100% success rate of winning games that I threw opening pitches to. Just just saying, Padres, if you want a winning season, I'm just saying, just fly me everywhere. Um I should upgrade do you think I should upgrade my Note 20 to a Z Fold 5 or wait for the Z Fold 6? I would definitely wait for the Z Fold 6. The Z Fold 5 was not an improvement from the Z Fold 4 in my opinion. The best part about it was the case with the pen because it made the case so much thinner, even with the pen, that it wasn't a burden to carry the pen along with you anymore. So yeah, that was the best part about it. Honestly, it really, for me, there has never been a time when I have been like, you should not upgrade or no one needs this upgrade more than the Fold 4 to the Fold 5, in my opinion. Um, Monster truck phone for my boys. My son likes both Hot Wheels and monster trucks. I think he would be fine with either one. Do you use Gboard or Samsung keyboard? Neither. Neither, actually. I don't like either one. Um, I will say the Samsung new keyboard is really good, and I will say it's much better than it used to be. But both are still a distant third compared to SwiftKey. SwiftKey is just the best keyboard ever made by far on mobile. You just cannot beat it. It is just so damn good. And the only downside of it is that Microsoft bought it. And so they have chat GPT options and all this other kind of stuff now, which, like literally most of the things that Samsung keyboard got over this past year was already in SwiftKey. And SwiftKey has just always been ahead of everyone. Granted, Microsoft hasn't done much with it except for the AI stuff, but literally they bought it and didn't do anything with it for 2.5 years, almost 3 years. And then when Bing and AI started becoming more of a thing, they started adding that into it as optional. You don't have to use it; you have to get permission to use it. But SwiftKey is the best keyboard. No one can tell me otherwise. Like I have tried to use the Google keyboard and Samsung keyboard for at least 1 month every time a new one comes out. I can typically only make it 2 weeks to 3 weeks. I've never made it a month just because I'm always like, SwiftKey would have done this better. SwiftKey would have done this better. Okay, just and then change to SwiftKey. So yeah. I have an S22 Plus. Thinking about upgrading to the S24 Plus. What do you think? I think you'll definitely notice the difference in battery life for sure. Also, the camera quality will be much better, especially video quality. Video quality is substantially better. So those would be the main things I would say you would notice. Do you think Energizer will ever release a smartphone? They did. Oh yeah, yeah. The one with I know they were going to back in 2019. Yeah, that big back like um I was gonna do a Sir Mix-a-Lot reference. But basically, yes. Energizer had back. Basically, in that it was like a 10,000 milliamp battery, ridiculously big one. But no, I don't see why they would need to make one. But that was like their foray into it. But yeah, I thought that was released, but I don't think anyone ever released after that. Um, I actually have a pair of lucid light glasses, just as shades, but still cool. Yeah, I mean it's always good to have any kind of tech glasses. I still the main glasses that I wear like as actual glasses with my prescription in them is one that I wish they would have continued doing this. It does not look like they'll ever do it again. But Anchor Soundcore division made these amazing Bluetooth glasses that I absolutely love. Still, just the best smart glasses I would typically recommend because you can get your prescription into them. And I love that like they had this concept where you can just completely pull off this is the brain and switch to multiple glass systems. It was very well done, just very well done. But they did not continue because I guess they didn't sell that well, so it sucks. They even had like a concept of like it was a proprietary charger, which I admittedly I hate. Like that is the biggest downfall of it, and so much so that I feel like I'm gonna have to get an extra pair of them just to have an extra charger before the year ends because I'm afraid of the charger going bad. But yeah, that is probably my favorite pair ever of just Bluetooth glasses that work well. Um, and yeah, I'm very curious to see if that will continue on. One that okay. Um, I am very curious. Maybe I could start a poll with this. Bose new. Okay, I'm gonna do a poll. I'm gonna be ending the stream in about 5 minutes, so you have that long to answer this one. But should I review these? These are like no earbuds I've ever seen, and basically they are like earrings essentially on here, right? They attach this way, and the whole idea is that they are open earbuds, so you can wear earbuds but still hear the world around you, um, no problem essentially. I have debated on getting this because it's just like I'm not sure about it. But this is just one that like I don't know, it caught my attention. Let's just say that. I feel like I would still wait to get them on the cheap. One website that I don't know if I've told you guys about, but I often look at for like certain like refurbished items is Secondipity. So let me show this to you guys. Secondipity. I do not have any kind of affiliation with this company, so it's just a place where you can get refurbished products, right? But I have gotten some of their like earbuds and stuff like that, so I've only gotten electronics from it. But like, let's go to uh, I think there's more than this, but whatever. So you get like phones, right? But let me just click. So earbuds, some of them you can get super super cheap. So like these ones for instance, right? 149 bucks. This is cheaper than you can get these on what do you call it? On like eBay basically refurbished. Um and some of them are very like, whoa, this is like a really good deal. Some of them, yeah, it probably wouldn't be worth it kind of thing. So, just know that like any website, some of them are going to be good, some of them are going to be bad. It just is that way. But the audio quality ones are basically what I typically look at. So these don't show earbuds, I don't think. Best selling. Oh yeah, there they go. So yeah, you can get some really good ones like the XM4s. Bose sometimes gets really cheap on here, so that's what I was thinking. I was like, I could probably wait till these go cheaper. Like this, $299. It's $161. Like really good price, and I got the. And sometimes this website will have really good coupon codes to even get stuff even cheaper. So like these ones, right? These are the newer QC Quiet Comfort 2s, right? So these are typically a lot more money. But the fact that you can get it for, you know, this price, and sometimes, like I said, it's a discount on top of this price, like an additional 10 or 15% off. So yeah, good website to go. So yeah, I would recommend for just knowing that almost every one of their products is refurbished. Know that going into it, really good, and you get extended warranties too if you really want to, kind of just hedge your bets. But yeah, it's just like sometimes they are open box, sometimes they are new, sometimes they're refurbished. So these are actually brand new, and you can get them for this price. So really good. Um, what went wrong with Google Glass? People were not prepared for a camera. That's really what was wrong with it, and they did not do enough to indicate when people were recording. Like that has been the main focus of a lot of companies afterward. Have been if they're recording, they let you know they're recording, so anyone could physically see you're recording. So yeah, that's the main thing for it. But yeah, that was the biggest thing for Google Glass. Other than that, I think if they continued on, they would have been ahead of it, and we would have already had smart glasses getting closer to replacing physical glasses by a lot. What about the RSCQY Ultimate 5G Megaphone Stylus wearing phone? Yeah, no, not yet. In your in your opinion, open box items at Best Buy. Thinking about purchasing the Beats Studio Pro. Definitely check that website for Beats as well, Daniel. But I am a big fan of always buying open box. I used to work at Best Buy. I used to work at Circuit City. every employee there buys open box. Every employee there. I never bought a new TV till I got like a really good Samsung discount on their website for student discount and friends and family discount for people that I knew that worked there. That was when I started buying new TVs. Every TV before then, I got open box at Best Buy or Circuit City. Every single one. Could not recommend it more. Even laptops we always used to get. We were like, oh man, if this floor model doesn't get damaged, that's going to be my laptop, later on, because that's what, you'd save so much money. Um, I bought tablets, great price, absolutely. It's been about 2 years since I caught a live stream. What did Ricky end up doing on Mobile Weekly 400? Nothing. I didn't do anything special, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe next year or something like that I could. Oh, I just realized we just passed the anniversary again. It is officially 12 years now, guys. 12 years. February 12th. I think it was February 12th or 15th. February 15th, 2012 is when this channel started. All right, guys, but I got to get going. I got to watch my son, be a good dad, and all that good stuff. But before you guys leave, if you can, please give a like, thumbs up. And there will be more videos coming out this week. Please go ahead and share them. I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys always so much for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you so much again for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below. Also, follow us on social media at YouTube Tech Guy